Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Street Cred Podcast, episode 6, where we have creator, filmers, and athlete with us. And today we have Trent Saucedo on the couch. Hi, Trent.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So happy you're here. I'm happy we came out. So Ruby's hiding behind the camera, but we drove today from Arizona straight down to the Trent household.
Yeah, my humble abode. These are all my old snowboards behind me. This is the graveyard, and we got a lot of other boards all around the room that you guys can't see. I love to collect old snowboards. I like to stay in the late 90s, early 2000s, Tech 9, Forum, but I have some older ones and I have some newer ones, but they all mean a lot to me.
What's your most cherished one?
That's a pretty tough one. I guess one of my most cherished ones would be my Noah Salzneck Sims board. It's the Baby Devil. I love that board. Or my Bosrec Tech 9 Triple Stripe Black. Love that guy. So I love riding both those boards, but I rarely take them out.
I love it. There's some everywhere in the room. Behind the camera, there's like 5 more.
Yeah, that's a big thing to me is the history behind these boards. 99% of them are pro models, and I have a couple that are just because I liked what they look like. But I like pro models because they kind of, are what people work for. They put their heart and soul into this, and that's like kind of what you get back if you make it to the top, I guess, So I wish more companies would do pro models nowadays, but you know, uh, I think that makes the old ones even more special.
Definitely special. Right now, you ride Academy.
So last season, I rode Academy just for a slight transition period. This is my fifth season snowboarding. So the first two I rode and focused on riding. And then my third season, I got picked up by Tech 9 just on a very mellow flow deal. I think I got two boards and a pair of bindings that year. And then last year, I got a board from Academy. And this year, Tech 9 picked me back up. And I'm on their pro team this year. They've given me a lot of boards and they've taken care of me. And some of them are snapped around me, but that's the beauty of having a sponsor that takes care of you. You can afford to ride to your full capability and break boards if you need to. So shout out Tech 9. Thank you for taking care of me, guys. Can't wait for the future.
Tech Nine have some of the best looking boards out there for sure. Greatest team too. Super nice team.
Love the guys on the team too. Everyone takes care of each other and we all are so stoked to see each other when we do. So yeah, shout out the team. Shout out the T9 team.
The way you've been riding the streets lately, I can get why you snap boards.
Yeah, yeah. I love pushing my limits and pushing the limits of the snowboard too. So if you're pushing yourself and you're pushing your board, eventually one's gonna break, and I'd rather it be the board, but unfortunately, recently it was myself. So gotta pay to play.
Before we get on to your recent street endeavors, there was two street movie before. So you had On to the Next, that was the first one.
Yes, that was
With
the first video.
with J Star.
Yeah, me and J Star, our first video for Tech 9. That was the first year I got on Tech 9. Yep.
It was a sweet video. We just rewatched it on the screen with Austin, Trent's brother.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. And shout out Austin. Little bro, always supporting, always showing love, helping how he can.
Your family is so thankful. They're so amazing. They're very welcoming to us this evening.
Yeah, I'm the thankful one for sure. I would be nothing without my family, and that's a fact. They pick me up when I'm down and they, hold me accountable when I'm wrong. So I love my family and I always put family in my faith first.
Just as we entered the door, they offered us food, and your mom was telling us, "Oh yeah, sorry for the mess. It's because we have somebody's getting engaged, and then we have the football. Somebody's getting on the team, and it's like there's just so much going on.
Yeah.
You have a big family."
Well, I'm one of four brothers, so my life has always been crazy, between sports and extracurriculars, and my parents have always pushed us to, aspire to do more. So, well, we always took advantage of that and went and did more. So, I'm used to hecticness and things being very high pace, and that's kind of how I take my time today. I'm always, if you've hung out with me, I'm like always in a rush. So it's good to slow down and chill sometimes.
Yeah, well, every time I show up to Big Bear, Trent is there. So you make the travel, sleep in the car, have fun with the friends, and then ride street even when there's no snow.
Yeah, that's my problem. I love the streets so much. I'll scrape the inch of snow, 2 inches of snow we got to make something happen, and it's it's fun. It's fun. I had fun up until the point I hurt myself, just having a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, we were all having a great day. But before we get into that, there's one more street movie that was for Baker Street. It was with Julius once again, J Star, but with a bit more homie and a lot of clips in that one.
Yeah, we had a fun time filming that one. I think that was probably one of the most fun I've ever had, fun seasons I've ever had in the street. Yeah, dude, we got Benson along. Benson was filming with us pretty much the whole season, and I was very thankful for that because that guy just brings the energy, dude. Yeah, he's a fun guy to hang around, and he likes to do gnarly stuff, and that's pretty much what me and Julius are about, like how we can make it more sketchy. We've been known to throw nails next to the spot to make it more sketchy, you know what I mean? Anything we can do.
You guys have to watch it if you haven't watched it yet. But you will see J Star just going in between two trees down to a tree stump and ripping his ear out.
That was a scary one because I mean, we kind of knew the risk. We always know the risk going into these things, but we knew the risk on this particular spot, and he said he got it, so I didn't question my boy one more second. I told him go get it. So the first time he fell, I really thought he wasn't gonna do it again, but if you watch the video, he takes two nasty falls on that spot, and yeah, man, guy's insane. He knocked himself out, but was still trying to sit up in his dazed confusion, and he just could not get to his feet. And it was once we like got him sitting up that we noticed that he ripped his ear almost completely in half. And yeah, he was super mellow. He was probably the most mellow one out of all of us. We were all looking at him like, bro, we need to take you to the hospital. And he refused going to the hospital. We took him inside the Airbnb we were at, and pretty much just glued his ear together. We used super glue and yeah, like a new skin. Shout out new skin. That's J Star's ear, man. Guy's a nut job, but he's the best kind of nut job, dude.
He's their best energy.
Best energy. I tell that dude all the time. He's a great dude, and we're lucky to have Julius Star. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got to sit on the dinner with you, J Star, and Luke talking about your plans for filming more. And it's always so inspiring and so fun to see you're the root of the crew with Julius, but you keep putting more and more people into it, and it's just so much fun to see the crew growing, and it brings the culture to Big Bear. Which in the one of the latest podcasts with Mary, we're talking about the culture dying out a little bit.
I mean, I would agree with Mari that the culture is definitely dying out, but I mean, there's a few cats out there that are just refusing to let it die without a fight, myself included. So, I mean, I'm willing to, I think I've proven I'm willing to die for the fight, dude. Like, street snowboarding isn't dead, and it's definitely not dead in Bear. And there's a couple cats that like to get after it, and more power to them. If you want to hit streets and Bear, you really down, let me know. We'll hook it up, get it going.
You're very welcoming. We met in the Loop. The Loop is in Mammoth. We were there this summer when there was a ton of snow. We could ride until August, and it's funny because you guys are you you're quite intimidating. You guys are all looking so fly out there, but you're the nicest people.
I mean, you look good, you ride good. So I guess we always try to do that, but we try to be cool. If someone's trying to talk to us and in a positive manner, then we try to give them the same courtesy. Uh and all the nonsense we try to leave it at the door. We just want to have fun and make something memorable, not have a problem. So, we might look intimidating, but I could tell you firsthand if you want to say what's up to me or any of the homies that you see me around, we're the kindest people. You just say what's up, we'll be cool.
You guys really are. And I feel like every year we keep either making trips to the same place and running into each other, and it's always a blast. And this year I've been coming to Bear a lot, and that's why we all been hanging out. And in the last Bear trip, that's when, I don't know how you would call that, just one of those street accident. They're bound to happen on the street.
I mean, you know, uh, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you're talking about street riding, and especially if you're, grinding, trying to get an entire part in one season, it's difficult. You end up pushing yourself to do things that maybe you wouldn't normally do, or even rushing. And in my case, that was what I messed up on. I was rushing on the spot, built it up. The only thing that I forgot to do was rub brick the ledge, which I don't know if anyone knows what that is, but if you're a street rider, you know about using a rub brick, and that's how you smooth down the concrete, or in my case, the brick, in order to slide across it. I didn't use my tools, I didn't wax the ledge, I didn't give it any type of love. So I inspected it and slapped some snow on it, but I guess that wasn't enough. The first attempt, I slid pretty well, and again, just rushed it and went back up, strapped in, and dropped in without putting more snow or ice on the ledge, and it proved to be near fatal. Like I could have easily died in that fall, and I'm very thankful that I didn't paralyze myself or hit my head, because Lord knows I don't like wearing helmets. But I got very lucky. I got very lucky in that situation. It sounds kind of crazy to say, but I'm glad it was just my arm.
That fall was gnarly. It was a ledge that had a flat part, so a flat down donkey. Unfortunately, you got caught on the first flat and flew to the last stair.
Yeah, so the stair set protruded a little bit. There was like three or four stairs that went past the ledge, and I ended up just landing right on that last stair with my arm behind my back. So yeah, that's what snapped my arm, was my full body weight from probably 10 feet high straight onto my arm behind my back on a staircase, a concrete staircase. So that'll do it. And yeah, man, the ledge was made out of bricks. So all you street riders out there, just know bricks don't slide very well. Give it extra attention. Extra attention.
How was the team cohesion that day?
Yeah, I mean, shout out to everyone that was there. Shout out to Jessica and Luke. Dude, you guys took care of me. As soon as I broke my arm, I could tell everyone's look on their face said, "Oh shit!" But it was nothing but moving. No one clammed up. No one had shell shock, and they grabbed my snowboard, grabbed all our shovels, our pushers, cameras, and they threw it in my car, and they drove me to the hospital, and waited with me until they couldn't wait with me anymore. So thankful for my friends, thankful for my family. My mom and dad drove up the mountain and picked me up because I could not drive. They gave me a drug called Dilaudid. They gave me a drug called Dilaudid.
What does that drug do?
So my mom was telling me that it's something that they had to like watch me over, because a lot of people get dizzy and fall, or they take too much and they pass out, and so she was like, that the doctor, she told me that this is the strongest medication that they are legally allowed to give anyone. So they gave me an injection of Dilaudid, and everything went wavy after that, man. I didn't feel nothing, but I sure was still in shock.
Yeah. I pulled up to the spot because I was supposed to meet you guys, and then I arrived there. Nobody's there. I'm like, this is bad news.
Yeah.
But I'm also super late, so I kept the vibe positive. And I received a call from Jess that you're at the hospital. So I go over there, and you guys should have seen how Trent was a warrior. He's sitting in the emergency room. Clearly, something is very wrong with the arm, but you're just standing there with all the homies and you're just laughing and laughing because you're hurting so much.
Sometimes laughter is the best medication, so I'm glad that you guys came, and They brought me a little bottle of whiskey that I still have yet to drink. But yeah, that was another big blessing is my friends, man. Thank you again. I never got a chance to properly thank you, but thank you for being there for me. And
Wish I could have been there earlier.
it's all good. Who knows? We did not know that was gonna happen, but I'm thankful that everything went the way it went, and yeah, I'm healing on the mend pretty good. This is my 1 week and fourth day since my surgery, and I am able to move my arm pretty well, and that's a blessing because it was a long 3 weeks of not being able to move my arm at all because it was just snapped. So this is like the scar. I don't know if you wanted me to show.
Yeah.
Blur it out if it's too gruesome, but yeah, I got a scar the entire length of my arm. Yeah, they put a plate in the whole length of my arm. I don't know how many screws yet, but we'll post the X-ray if we can.
Okay.
Yeah, if I can get it, I'll send it to you to post.
Yeah, because it's literally your whole upper arm. You're blessed to be healing that fast for the how gnarly it is. You're doing good, Trent, and we can't wait to see you back out there. You said you'll be able to ride the end of the season, maybe?
Yeah, so I'm 18 months in a row as of right now I have snowboarded. I have ridden my snowboard. So I'll be damned if I don't get 19 months. So April, you better be ready for me because I'm coming and I'm gonna be riding. So I'll get a day in April and then May is my birthday. So I don't think that I could stay off the snowboard for the entire month of May either. So expect to see old 1K at the mountain, man. You'll see me.
Will you go to Hood this year?
Oh, I'll definitely be in Hood. Hood holds a special place in my heart. It is like we gotta shout out Loop Gang. I don't think Loop Gang got the proper love that they deserve, but yeah, that's where me and Annabelle met and in Mammoth. Dude, if you don't know about Loop Gang, you better get familiar, bro. We all some Loop soldiers, man. And shout out to Loop General Tom Bennett, you know what I mean? Shout out Tom. But yeah, if you're in Mammoth during springtime, find us on the loop. It's a beautiful time.
The Luke Gang holds a very special place in all of our hearts. And we just have to keep coming back every single year. And we know when one person is missing.
Yeah, you can feel it when the core group isn't there, dude. You can feel it. So hopefully we get a good turnout this year because we got a lot of snow in Mammoth. They're still getting snowed on right now, I think.
Yeah, Arizona, they're claiming they got 100 inches. So that's where we were. We didn't see that 100 inches, but that's what they were claiming. So if they got it there, Tahoe was dumping, Mammoth was dumping, even Big Bear. We got snowed in for 2 days last time we were there.
Yeah, March Miracle, man. March Miracle.
So in the street, you had this big accident. Did you witness other people you were filming having accidents like yours?
Me and J Star are probably the worst that I've seen so far. Um, Trying to think. I've seen some pretty gnarly accidents in skateboarding, for filming, and when we were younger, I had a friend that liked to do parkour, and he jumped off like a three-story roof. Yeah, dude, it was insane, and just like face to the floor, but like he took it like a champ. Kid got up and started walking after, so that was a pretty gnarly one.
Wow, did his face look like mine a little bit, just all scrunched up?
All bruised. He had black eye and all kinds of stuff.
I'm sure.
Luckily, he was no. Luckily, he was on grass. But
But still, that gnarly. Sometimes, when you film in the streets, the filler clips will get you too. And that's what happened to one of the latest we were doing. Fell off a roof, and it was just a filler clip. It was a small roof, but unfortunately, she broke her scaffold. And now she's in a cast, and it's not healing very well right now. So you never know what's gonna happen.
yeah, dude, this is a dangerous sport, and we always got to keep that in our minds. I feel like I'm kind of belly aching about myself here, but this is an important topic because we're dealing with it a lot, especially right now. Like there's a bunch of riders who have been dealing with injury in this past couple of weeks, and we've even had some losses. We've had some snowboarders die in Canada, due to an avalanche, and that's insane, dude. Like life is very short, and we're having all this fun, but we ride this high, and it can come to an abrupt end super quick. And I think we just need to take a second sometimes and love each other and love ourselves, and you know be appreciative that we get to do what we love. It's unfortunate things that happen, but we get to do what we love.
Exactly. Just got to keep the progression somewhat balanced to always have kind of right motivation when you hit a spot. You were talking earlier about you guys went to a spot and the address was 666.
Yeah, so actually that's a pretty wild story. So if you watched our last video, Baker Street, Julius J Star, he hits this spot in his opener for his part, and he falls probably like 15, 20 feet, and head first slams on a stump, like a stump of a tree. And dude, he ripped his ear in half, and he knocked himself out, and it was wild, man, like super crazy to watch happen. But um, we went back probably like 2, 3 days later, and we were just, walking down the street. I think our friend was having a party across the street at like an Airbnb, and I was like, "Come on, Julius, let's go look at this spot." He was like, "I don't want to go. I don't want to go." So I drug him out the house to go look at this spot, and we're looking at it, and the street address sign says 666, and it's flickering, just the light flickering 666. And yeah, I firmly believe after that moment, some spots are just cursed, dude. Like some spots are not worth it, and there's just a bad energy around them, and leave it alone. If you get that feeling, just leave it alone. It's okay to walk away. There's plenty more spots. There's gonna be more snow. You know what I mean? So yeah, I can honestly say I've had that feeling at this last spot, and I didn't listen to myself. I kind of was just pushing because I wanted this next video to be better than my last. And we're still on track to do that. So hope you guys tune in. Next video's coming out next year. We're gonna drop it during the fall. Haven't laid down an exact date, but it's coming. So be ready, y'all. I'll drop the name right now. The name is Dropping in 3. Something that we said probably a million times in this film. So yeah, Dropping in 3. It's my third film, our third film, me and J Star. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. It's gonna be tight.
I can't wait to see it. Did you get to film your ender yet?
I'm not so sure which clip would be the ender. We have some pretty big bangers, a lot of MBDs, a lot of spots that have never been touched before. I got a couple ideas for the ender, but I guess we gotta, see how it all looks when we put it together, see which is gonna be the best. But yeah, couple MBDs that I'm very proud of in my personal part. So yeah, we risked it. We risked it for the biscuit, and I got bit, but I think it's worth it. So thinking about getting some more footage, doing some flying, traveling, and maybe make this just a tiny bit better for you guys. But I'm gonna be proud of it no matter what. Hope you guys are stoked to see it.
I'm sure everybody is very stoked to see it. There's also going to be Luke and it doing snow skate. I love when we mix the sports together, have a snow skate park. And that's something you guys did in the last one as well. So, and snow skating is so big in California and not really anywhere else. So it's cool to keep that alive. And with the new snow skate park that Jordan's going to do up at Boreal, it's just going to keep growing. And people are going to start looking more and more into snow skate street edit, and they're going to see yours, and it's great visibility to include snow skating in there.
Yeah, of course. I love snow skates. Shout out Jordan. He's doing big things in the snow skate community, snowboard community, and let's face it, he's doing some things that have never been done on a snow skate before. That guy is he's definitely talented, man, and can't wait to see what he does, and be there to support my homie, man. So shout out Jordan. But yeah, back to the movie. Yeah, Luke's gonna be in the movie. Luke's one of our good friends. He's a snow skater, snowboarder, but yeah, similar to Benson, these guys just bring the energy. There's something about all snow skaters, I think. Like if you ride one of those things, like you have this energy about you that like you just want to take it to the next level and like just be a good time to be around. And I love it. I love you snow skaters. You guys are a riot, man. Can't wait to kick it with all the homies again.
Very soon.
Very soon.
It's coming. I'm so excited that we got to talk on the mic today. We are in tongue twister Whittier.
Whittier. Yeah.
Whittier.
My hometown is Whittier, California. Uh Bosrek, shout out Bosrek. He's from the Harbor Whittier area too. So yeah, a couple cool snowboarders just came out of here. You know what I'm saying?
So where can we find you and find all of your videos?
You could check me out on my YouTube or my Instagram. Both of them are 1K the P. That's 1K THEP, the only P that keep it a G. You know me.
Well, this was a pleasure. This was episode 6, and if Trent wants to, we'll have you back once maybe just before the premiere or after it comes out. Then we can get the full story behind the newest dropping in 3 movie.
Yep, sounds good to me. Very excited.
I'm excited too. Awesome. Well, we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Later.